Hey everyone. This video is going to be a little bit about intentional movement. And with intentional movement, it's also great to include intentional breath. So before we do anything else, wherever you are, whether you're seated or laying down on the floor or on your bed or standing up, wherever you are, just go ahead and feel your connection to the surfaces below you, and intentionally take a slow breath in and a slower breath out. Just notice how it feels to do that intentionally and slowly. And we can start to incorporate that slowness and that intention into our movement, where our bodies are in space and how we notice them throughout the day. And if we don't notice them, starting to notice them a little bit more. So before we start to move, I invite you to go ahead and once again feel the connection between you and the floor. Maybe feeling your toes really connect your individual toes, the midsection of your feet, and your heels. Feel the connection between your hips and the chair or the bed. And once you're there, take a nice slow breath in, and this time imagine that you're sending that air out, down into those connection points. And then I would invite you to slowly start to move in just a nice sway, maybe back and forth or front to back. And stay at a slow enough pace that you can still feel the connection between you and the floor, or you and the chair, or the bed. And keep your breath slow enough that you're also aware of your breath as you move. And if this isn't coming naturally, that's okay. It takes time to build up the capacity to notice these things simultaneously. So we just introduce it a little bit at a time, one day at a time. And it can become a place to live our lives from, to engage in conversation from, to engage in work on ourselves from. When we intentionally move and we intentionally breathe, it becomes easier to be intentional in the things that we're doing and engaging in. So just notice how me saying that felt in your body as you breathe. Maybe what is coming up for you right now, and there's no right or wrong. We're just noticing. If that resonated, if it didn't, all are welcome. And then, no matter where you are, think about a movement that you want to make other than swaying. And before you do it, let's again feel our connections into the surfaces that we're on. And start to imagine yourself making that movement before we actually do it. So for me, I'm going to stand up from this chair. But I know that if I do that really quickly, sometimes I might not feel so great. It might tweak my low back a little bit. I might have my feet kind of mixed up below me, so I might stumble a little bit getting up. So before I stand up, I'm just going to really feel the connection between my feet and the floor and my hips and the chair, and I'm going to start to just become aware of my core a little bit. And use my core as the seat of my intention. Thinking about why I want to move and how I want to move and at what pace I want to move. And then whenever I'm ready, I'm going to make that movement. So for me, I'm going to tune back into my breath. And on my exhale, I'm actually going to make that movement. And I would invite you to do the same. So nice breath in. And exhale. Now I'm in a new place. I'm just going to check out how that felt and notice what happened. I noticed for me that I didn't anticipate being directly in front of the screen when I stood up, and I had to get out of the way. And I just noticed how that movement that I had to make after standing up wasn't quite as intentional and smooth. So this time I'm just going to return to where I was, but in a way that I'm aware of each foot hitting the ground. Where are my knees? Where are my hips in space? Where is my core? And I offer this in a what are our intentions and our commitments, and where are we moving from? In that kind of internal sense that is going to support us. And I also offer this in a way to support our physical bodies too. Again, as I was saying about maybe the low back or the feet kind of getting jumbled up. A lot of injuries that we endure come from moving too fast and not being aware of where our bodies are in space and time. So just slowing down. So whenever you're feeling rushed and maybe you feel a little bit of tweak in your back or your knees or your feet or anywhere, I would encourage you to just take a moment, take a breath, see where your seat of intention is, and then try to slowly start to move from there and see if we can avoid some hurt there, whether that's physical or emotional, etc. I hope that practice can serve you all. Take good care.